What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to you with an NBA tribute on my guy Kevin Garnett, one of my favorite players to watch and one of my favorite players in general. And he definitely in my top 5 all-time players. He averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 79 from the free throw line, 27 from the three-point line, 49% from the field in his entire career with the Celtics, Brooklyn Nets, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, what he made his legendary career in. And that's the numbers he averaged total for his whole career so far. First thing we're going to talk about is finishing ability. They use him in a lot of high pick and roll. When he rolled to the basket, all he had to do is finish the ball. He gets an easy dunk, he gets an easy layup, and he finishes even with contact. So he's always been a good finisher, and Boston utilizes him and marginalizes his role to just being a pick and pop and a pick and roll guy. And you see that Delonte West showed you another example of that. He catches the ball low, finishes high off the backboard. Then we're going to talk about his ability to create his own shot. You see, gets in the post, gets a hook shot off one leg. Then he does it again. He creates his own shot, get his own space. He finishes the ball well, and he can create his own hooks in the post or off the dribble. As you see here, he creates his own shot, get his own elevation, and then he can put the ball on the floor and still finish with either hand, and he can finish with contact. And he always got his patented mid-range jumper, something that made him unguardable because you can't help off of him. And you can't close on him because he can attack the paint. And you see when you leave him wide open, it's mostly guaranteed from the mid-range jump shot. That's his signature shot. Next thing we're going to talk about is his career accomplishments. I'm going to run it down. Then we're going to break down his career accomplishments with videos. First, he was a one-time NBA champion, one-time MVP, 15-time NBA All-Star, All-Star MVP in 2003, 4-time All-NBA first team, 3-time All-NBA second, 2-time All-NBA third, Defensive Player of the Year in 2008, 9-time Defensive first team, 3-time second team, and rookie second team. And he 4-time rebound champion and Minnesota Timberwolves all-time leading scorer in history. The first major award that he won in his career was the All-Star MVP. Besides the All-NBA first team and the All-NBA defensive teams, he was able to hold his own against the greatest player and won his first and only NBA All-Star MVP in 2003, showing that he's one of the best, and he proved it against everybody that was great, knocking down clutch shots, great defense, good passing, all-around game that he always provided. Two-way play of Kevin Garnett helped him lift the All-Star MVP over the greats of Allen Iverson, Kobe, Tracy McGrady, Shaquille O'Neal. And then the Western Conference, y'all know how hard it is with all the dominant players, including Tim Duncan. For him to host that award in front of all of them, you know he's a dominant and one of the best players in the league. And he proved it in 2003 at the All-Star game again. And coming off a couple All-Star first team, All-Star game MVP, and a couple first team All-NBA, second team All-NBA, and a couple All-NBA All-Defensive team, Kevin Garnett already proved that he was one of the best two-way players. But he dominated the league, averaging 24 points and a couple assists and over 10 rebounds a game, and also getting 2 blocks and a steal, showing that he's one of the most complete players to ever play the game at the power forward position. Probably the most complete power forward to ever play, because his defense, his playmaking, and his scoring ability, and his ability to rebound at a high level and protect the paint and play in the passing lanes and pick apart the defense with his steals. Kevin Garnett hosted up the MVP over Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Shaquille O'Neal, and a lot of other players could not stop Kevin Garnett, and he would finally go to the Western Conference Finals and lose to the Lakers. He finally got a good team around him. They finally won a couple 50-plus games, and Kevin Garnett showed you that he is a franchise player and one of the best, if not the best, Minnesota player ever. And he won the MVP in 2004 to prove that he's one of the best and most complete players in the league, like he's been proving for the first years. But it's nothing like winning the MVP over all the great players in the league, something that only one player can win, and he was able to do that once in his career, and that was enough to solidify his greatness. And after being a defensive player, first team, second, and third team player, he pretty much had to show that he was one of the best defensive players in the league, which he has done. But it's nothing like being the best defensive player in the league, and he did that in 2008 after being traded to Boston with Ray Allen. He hosted the #1 defense with assistant coach Tom Thibodeau, anchoring the defense around Kevin Garnett. He was up for the test, and he made them the #1 defensive player in the league. And it's something, after winning first team and second team awards, it's nothing like being the best defensive player in the year and in the league. And Kevin Garnett was able to do it, to take his game to another level defensively. He locked in and got the job done, became one of the best defensive player in the league in 08. Now I just want to tell you guys what Kevin Garnett taught us. But first I want to run down the stat line. In 2004, he put up 24 points, 1.5 steals, 2.2 blocks, 5 assists, 14 rebounds, and 49% shooting from the field. That's carrying and played all 82 games for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He finally won a championship in 2008, and he finally gave us a legendary speech, anything possible. After always proving that he was hungry, energy, intensity, he finally showed all his passion and love for the game, winning his first NBA championship. After getting all the individual awards that you can ask for, a 9-time All-NBA first team, defensive team, defensive player of the year, is nothing like winning an NBA championship, something that he never accomplished and something that only a team can accomplish. Kevin Garnett has finally got the job done, winning the championship in 2008 after dominating the league and destroying the league, getting the team to the Western Conference Finals, being a franchise player, carrying the team as best as he can, and being one of the most regarded individual players in the league. Is nothing like showing team success. And he was able to do that in Boston, hosting up the NBA championship as a good quality anchor and one of the most locked down defenders in the league. Kevin Garnett has taught us so much, I can't even describe it. Just to come out of high school with the #5 pick, get benched, and turn into a first ballot Hall of Famer, that we can, one of the most complete players to ever play in the NBA. If he would have won more championships, in Minnesota, he probably will be regarded as the best power forward ever because of his rebounding, his steals, his blocks. He averaged 6 assists as a power forward, and he still shot 50% from the field, doing all this work for the team, and he still was playing 82 games a season. If he could have won 2 to 3 championships, he probably would be better than Tim Duncan, because what he has done individually and what he has done as a complete player in the game. He had 26 and 14 in his closeout game as a role player. Kevin Garnett is regarded as one of the best players in the league and one of the best players ever. I think we need to give him more credit for what he did in Minnesota than we do. I know he never went to the finals. I know he only went to the Western Conference Finals, but you can't blame that on Kevin Garnett. You got to blame that on a GM and a manager for not putting the right team around him to win a championship. If he would have won 2 championships or 3, he would be higher on an all-time list. That's how great he was as a player. And he wasn't just a good offensive player. Like I said, he was a two-way complete player, whether it was playing defense, shot blocking, getting steals, or making the right play offensively, or making the right passes. He did it all, and he really was the definition of a franchise player. And that's all coming out of the #1 fifth pick, the 5th pick coming out of high school. Kevin Garnett, one of my favorite players ever to play the game. Top 5 on my list for favorite players to play the game. And I love his personality. I love his intensity, and I love his jokes. I just love everything about Kevin Garnett. He just brings so much to the table, to the game, that it's not even words that we can put together. It was a blessing watching him play the game and how hard he worked and how hard he played each and every night. Kevin Garnett is one of the best players to ever hang up the jersey, and I can't wait till he retire so we can start looking back on his past and start recognizing his greatness in the game of basketball. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys think. Basketball Analysis, Quinn Way signing out. And feel free to check out my older videos. Like this video, like my older videos, subscribe.